चालू करून व्हिडिओ शेअर कर चालू करूया Hi. Presentation. Hi. You can join.
You can share the presentation. Yes, sir. I think if you know others have been joining already.
Okay. Unmute, unmute, sir. Good morning, teachers. We will start with the presentation. I'm extremely sorry for all the inconvenience caused. There was a technical challenge from our side. Once again, apologies. So let me start with the presentation. Why Apaar? Apaar is a mandate by Government of India in which every student is required to generate, to have a unique ID. It's a 12-digit number. And this unique number will now be linked to all the academic certificates, their transfer certificate, everything, even their identity proof will now be linked to Apaar ID. Even the credit transfer systems as per NEP will be linked to Apaar ID. Hence, Apaar is very essential. The videos for all this have been shared in Konkani with all of you. Please share this with parents who have concerns about why Apaar. These videos will help you in communicating the purpose of Apaar. As per the flow, the next slide, please. As per the flow, it has been already shared with you via circular that you're supposed to organize a parent-teachers meeting or share the consent form along with the circular to all these schools so that parents might send the consent form signed back to you. Once the consent form is shared back with the schools, it is the mandate of the school to create the Apaar ID via the UDICE portal. The use of UDICE portal, all these schools are already aware how to use UDICE portal and how to create the Apaar ID. If there is any technical difficulty, we already have our MIS coordinator in every block who will help you in case you have any difficulties. The BRCs also are aware about the process of our Apaar ID creation. The next slide, please. It is mandatory that we follow these deadlines or the timelines for the creation of Apaar ID. By 19th of October, that means by tomorrow, please share the consent form with all the parents, either by calling a PTM or by issuing a circular to all these parents. And parents have to be informed if there is any mismatch in the name. It is essential that the name on the Aadhaar and name in the school are similar. If they are not similar, the school will not be able to create Apaar ID. So parents have to be informed if there is a mismatch in the name. By 21st October, please update the general profile in the UDICE portal. The general profile is the basic details of the student in your school. So please update the general profile by 21st of October. By 26th of October, it is requested that you start generating the Apaar ID for all the students whose general profile has been updated and whose names are matching. That means the name in the school and the name on the Aadhaar are matching. Please start creating Apaar ID. Next, please. It is also advised that the names whose are not matching, please inform their parents that in Diwali holidays, they may get their names on Aadhaar updated as per the school details. So we request that you use the holidays, the Diwali holidays, that is 1 month's time, to correct the name on Aadhaar. To correct the name on Aadhaar, please visit any Aadhaar center nearby.
Whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
Either if they want to change the name on Aadhaar, then Aadhaar.
Yes.
If they want to change the name in school, then school.
Yes. So what sir is saying that there are two scenarios. In case you feel that the name on Aadhaar is correct, then please ask the school to update the name on the school portal, on the UDICE portal. If you feel that the name on Aadhaar is wrong, please get the Aadhaar updated. Any which case, we are giving you 1 month's time to update the name either on the school portal or on the Aadhaar. And then it is requested by 13th of December, the schools finish the Aadhaar ID creation for all the students. That is the deadline. The next slide. In case you have any difficulties, please connect with the MIS coordinator at block level, who will provide you all the technical help. And it is requested that in every school, you have one nodal teacher or one nodal person who will undertake this job of Apaar ID creation. If any question, you can ask in the chat box, and I will now request the Secretary Sir to inform you about the importance of Apaar ID.
Good morning, everyone. As rightly said by Saish Gandhi, that Apaar ID would be the only link between student and his all credential, academic credential, which will be deposited on DigiLocker or on Academic Bank of Credit. So that is why we request all the schools and head of the schools to please ensure that each one from your school, each student from your school register or create Apaar ID. Because in future, Apaar ID will be mandatory. So that is why we are doing all this exercise, and we will give all the support how to create Apaar ID. If anyone is having any sorts of problem, then we will try to solve those problems. You can call, if suppose there is mismatch between your name on Aadhaar and your registered name in school, then please get it corrected from Aadhaar authentication center. Then we will also tell Aadhaar people to give all the support to the student to get it corrected immediately. But please note that this is a very, very important task. And not only Goa, all the states, entire India, all the states in India have to create Apaar IDs for their students. Because Apaar ID will be the only link how the student will graduate right from school, primary education up to higher education. It will be the only link how he will go from one standard to other standard, because there will not be physical transfer of any papers, and only on credential deposited on DigiLocker and AB Academic Bank of Credit, the automatic transformation of or transfer of student from one standard to other standard will happen. Higher standard will happen. That is why Apaar ID will be of utmost importance for his higher education, and so students should not lose on any such opportunities which will be linked to Apaar ID. That is why we have to create Apaar IDs in time. So we again request all the head of the institution to create these Apaar IDs. Then I will tell Saish Gandhi to just inform you about the whatever progress we are doing towards next examination.
Thank you, sir. We have almost 600 teacher schools now joining us in this presentation. Thanks, sir, for updating and informing all us about the importance of Apaar ID. As you're all aware, teachers, that we also have been conducting this Parak, that is NAS preparation in all the schools of Goa. The actual NAS, that is Parak, is scheduled on 4th of December, in which all the states in the country undergo a testing pattern, which is a sample survey by Government of India, and the rankings of states are decided based on this test. Accordingly, SCRT, with all the stakeholders, has been conducting various preparatory processes. Presentation.
on our school master roll, the name of the student is written with surname followed by the name.
Yes.
हे सारखे असते आणि बरोबर आहे म्हणजे की स्कूलांना चेंज कशी पडते
So,
चेंज also
hi. So, thanks for asking this question, teachers. So, the question is now the name of the student is written with surname followed by the name on the Aadhaar card, but on the Aadhaar card the name is followed first, followed by the surname. So, in this case, if the Aadhaar is correct as per the parent, it is the responsibility of the school to update the name on the UDICE portal, for which there is a process of filling the form SO and submitting to the MIS coordinator, and MIS coordinator will then update the name on the UDICE portal. For any such cases wherein the name which the parent states on Aadhaar is correct, it is responsibility of the school to update the name on the UDICE portal. The steps for all these will be shared again with all of the schools for clarity purpose. The scenario 1, wherein you have to update the name on UDICE portal. Scenario 2, you have to update the name on Aadhaar portal. Both the scenarios clarification we will share in detail with you once again. Thanks for this question, Madam Daphne. Any such more questions, you can please ask us.
What I feel that it will be better that school changes name with first name and then surname, because Aadhaar name will be for passport, for
Yes.
other purposes, for driving license, any other. So that is why it will be better that school changes, school pattern is changed, and they start with first name and surname last. First name, middle name, last.
So, for clarity's purpose, Secretary Sir is stating that as per the protocol which is followed, the first name always comes first, followed by the last name. So, schools may please ensure that in every school portal, wherever in UDICE, please follow the protocol of first name coming in the first and followed by the last name. I hope this clarifies the issue.
So this protocol is followed for past. That is why I am saying.
Yes, sir.
Because if they change because of school protocol, Aadhaar, then they may find difficulties in future. That is why it is better that we change our school protocol first.
So there is another question: which grades to follow for Apaar ID creation? So it is for all the students from grade 1 to grade 12. So all the schools, all the classes from grade 1 to 12 are supposed to create Apaar ID, which includes standard 9, grade 9 and grade 10 as well. Apaar ID is for all the students. That's the clarity. It is difficult to fill so many forms to change the name. Instead, allow the school to change the name of the students. Yeah, that is what we are saying. The school will be able to change the name of the students provided there is a protocol that is followed. The protocol is that you are supposed to fill the SO2 form, SO3 form. So that protocol we are sharing with you separately. You'll have to follow the protocol. So there is a question, sir, that Roni Fernandez is saying. Last 2 years, they were insisting on surname first. I don't think this has been anywhere said from Government of Goa, Government of India's side that surname is first. It is always first name is followed by last name.
Just Goa chairman.
Even Goa board also now starts with name first and not with surname. It's correct, somebody is saying. Yeah.
Goa chairman.
Sir, if the question is, what about the students having only single name and not surname?
Yeah, only then Aadhaar, it should match with Aadhaar. There is no issue.
So, Mr. Vittal, the question is, what about the students having only single name and not surname? It is allowed. So, in Aadhaar, only first name is allowed. So, that is also allowed in UDICE portal. What about pre-primary section? UDICE has pre-primary as well.
Attached, only attached. Attached,
So pre-primary, those are attached to an existing school also can start because their names have to be uploaded to the UDICE portal. So those schools which are attached to existing primaries may follow for pre-primary also. Also confirm the name registration with respect to living certificate. Living certificate is generated by school, so it's not essential. Living certificate is created by the school, so that is your school's mandate. is for special students, schools for Apaar, special schools. You have to follow. So even for special schools, Apaar ID is also essential. The same instructions are also followed to be followed by special schools as well. So the question is, sir, what if the students don't have Aadhaar card?
Then Apaar ID will not be.
So in case, so sir, what sir is saying is that in case Aadhaar card is not there, then Apaar ID cannot be created. So we'll have to ask the parents to go for Aadhaar card creation. Respected sir, how the special school mentions standard of the students? We have students within the age group of 3 to 21. GP, general profile. Great essential sir. So thanks for this question. For special schools, we will try to create one SOP and share with you as to how we can update the general profile. Understand your question. There are some concerns about you as to what should be the grade. We will come back to you with the SOP for this. Do we also have to register the students who are part of the resource room? Madam, ask the lady, resource room also, yes. Yes, all the students, irrespective whether they're part of the resource room or not, are part of Apaar ID.
Yes.
Alright, so the clarification is resource room students should be enrolled in UDICE portal. So please enroll them in the UDICE portal. So Lisa Fernandez, you are saying, what is this consent form? The consent form has already been shared with all the schools via circular. Please check in your email folder. We will also share that in this chat window for your information. I request my team to share the consent form also. What about if the child is adopted and has the birth certificate of previous parents? Thanks for asking all these questions. We will create a answer for all these questions and share with all of you. These are some special scenarios. We will try to answer these questions on a later date.
Yeah. So
we will share the information for all such special scenarios. Please put all your questions here. We will share the answers for all of these questions. We do understand that there will be challenges, but I think 90% of your students will be able to create Apaar ID, 90-95%. There will be 5% scenarios which will be difficult for you. We will all try to solve them as and when the situations arise, and we'll create a solution for that. Okay, so for now, we will stop the questions on Apaar ID. We will go forward with Parak and NAS.
They can send afterwards.
Yeah, please send these questions via email. We will try to answer all these questions. Please send your questions via email. My team too, please present. We'll now move forward with the presentation on Parak, that is NAS. As informed, NAS is a Government of India's initiative in which all the states are conduct an exam, a sample exam, in which the grade 3, 6, and 9 students participate. The NAS exam for Goa is happening on 4th of December, in fact, for the entire country. And SCRT, with all its stakeholders, preparing the students for grade 3, 6, and 9 as to how to answer the NAS exams in a better way, in which we have been conducting various initiatives like daily questions, weekly practice. So let me go through these steps quickly. So we have been doing Paras, that is Parak, towards student excellence in Goa, so that our ranks in Parak 2024 we can boost. And as a long run, there is better career options for all the students, because MCQ type of questions, all the competitive exams are MCQ type. And by answering Parak exam, we are preparing our students to answer MCQ type questions in a better manner. Next slide. So, next. Okay, sorry. I'm not okay exam. Okay, as per this, we have created around daily question. 39 questions have been shared in the last 13 days for grade 3, 6, and 9. We have already shared 2 weekly practices, and we already conducted 2 mock tests. And around 40 to 50, 60 questions have been shared in each of these mock tests. And plus, we have had virtual interactions on every Thursday by Director SCRT, Madam Meghna. And over 55,000 students have been covered under this. Next slide, please. Now, what we have heard from you as a feedback is that it is easy. These questions are easy, not very difficult. But some students do say that these questions have been difficult for some of them. General feedback is that students have been able to answer these MCQ type questions. And teachers are also happy to see that there is an alignment with syllabus, that is textbooks for using MCQs. You also have highlighted that if you could get a question bank with an answer key, you will be better able to prepare the students. You also are saying that how to improve reading comprehension in schools which are having migrant population. So these are the questions that you have highlighted in your feedback. Next slide, please. So what you can see here now in the slides is the comparison of mock test 1 with mock test 2. As you are all aware that we have conducted 2 mock tests in all the schools of Goa. From this comparison chart, you can see that the performance of mock test 2 is not very different from mock test 1. It is almost similar. And only for grade 3, we are seeing performance above 50%. For grade 6 and grade 9, the performance is approximately 35 to 40% score for the language, math, as well as social science. So it is very clearly seen from these results that we need to improve our performance for grade 6 and grade 9. Next slide, please. If you see in detail now, the performance for mock test 2, which was conducted last week, the typical performance for grade 3 is approximately 50 to 60% for language, math, and science. And if you see for grade 6, the performance of English is slightly better at 44%, but the performance of math is approximately 25% and science is approximately 35%. Similar is the case with grade 9 also. We had this data is for 46,000 students of Goa, of all these schools of Goa. So this shows a trend that is not very healthy, and we need to put in more efforts to improve the performance of our schools. Now, how can we improve this performance? Next slide. So we typically think that Paras, that is Parak, is a one-time experiment by Government of India. That is what we think. We also think that daily questions are not that important. And we also are aware that we have lower reading skills among all the students of Goa. So how can we solve this? Next slide. How we can solve this is we need to understand that Parak or Paras is not just one time, but it is a gateway to our student success. So let's create competency-based questions in our syllabus. That is what SCRT we are doing and sharing the questions with you. You can use these questions on a regular basis to improve the standards of our learning. Daily questions which we are sending has to be solved in the classroom by the teachers so that the students are aware as to how we can answer the daily question. That would be a very important step. We should also use some innovative methods in the classroom as to how we could improve the reading skills among the students. Next slide. Now, what we are suggesting and the roadmap is use the questions from mock test 2. So all the schools, you already have the mock test 2 and mock test 1 paper in your school. Please use these questions to be solved preferably during Diwali holidays, wherein you can call the students to the school for a few days and solve these questions with the students. We'll be going to have the mock test 3 on November 20. Okay, so we will be having the mock test 3 in all the schools of Goa on November 20. Use this mock test question 3 from 21st November onwards till 2nd of December in your class. Every day you can solve this question so that the student is well prepared to solve the final NAS test on December 4th. I hope this is clear from this slide. Next slide. So let's understand why we are doing all this. So by doing this, you will realize that the students will have higher reasoning skills. They'll be able to read better. We are also covering the curriculum. If the student or teacher is feeling that we are not covering the curriculum, it is wrong. We are also covering the curriculum. It will help our students to have better career options, and it will also develop creative problem solving ability in all the students. Now, I would request our secretary sir to address why we are doing this and how important it is for all the schools to put efforts in this.
Thank you, Saish. Again, as we have said that please take it seriously, that NAS is very important examination, and it will not be exam of only of the student, but it is our exam. So whatever NAS result will decide the quality of education imparted in Goa. So this year NAS exam will be conducted in Goa. Along with Goa, few more states will be answering these exams, and based on this, national average will be decided. However, as I have already said, that it is not the exam of only of your student, it is exam of all teachers, it is exam of entire Goa. So based on students' performance, the school performance will be decided. Teachers' performance in that particular school will be decided. And based on all the performance of all the schools and all the students, the state performance will be decided. That is why please take this NAS exam, that is Paras exam, very seriously, because and it will not be only one time phenomena, because this will help students to how to answer competitive exams, like right now for NEET, for JEE, for CLET, and all such type of competitive exams. Students take coaching classes only at 11th and 12th. But in future, coaching classes will go, and student will not require to take any coaching classes, because such type of training they will get right from beginning, right from first standard itself. That is why Paras exam or NES exam is very important. So this NES exam this time is for standard 3, standard 6, and standard 9. Hence, please take it very seriously, and whatever questions are provided by NCERT, share with your student, give proper training to the student. Kindly note that based on the performance of your student, the quality of teaching imparted in your educational institution will be decided. And based on that, it is also our exam, because entire Goa's performance is also evaluated at national level. That is why, once again, I request you all to please take this NES exam very seriously. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, Madam Murli. So, thanks to all the schools for attending this meet, and thanks to our secretary sir for being present here in the morning and addressing all of you about the importance of Apaar ID creation, as well as the importance of why or NAS is important for the state of Goa. We all hope that schools will put maximum effort to achieve both of these milestones in their schools, so that the state of Goa progresses as per the Government of India's mandate. Thanking you all from our side. We also have Goa Board Chairman Shetty sir, and we also have Madam Secretary, Madam Director of SCRT with us here. Thanks to all three of you for putting in the importance of today's session about Apaar ID, as well as the importance of NAS in the state of Goa. Thanks to all.
आता अपार आयडी म्हणजे काय आम्ही सर्क्युलर बी काढला अपार